Hello, how you doing? I'm Hamish. Let's get started. So, if you feel something here, right? If you feel something never be here, just try to please come right here, subscribe. Let's get started, okay? So, so we have a question here. I want to start with the last equation so I can have a space, and then I can go upwards, okay? So now the last question, they say a vertex. What is a vertex? Vertex, look, is it like tiny print? So this, they say vertex of parabola. What is parabola? Parabola, let's say you got this graph here, okay? This Cartesian plane, and then we have something like this. So this is where the graph turns. So that's point where the graph turns. We call it tiny point, or if you don't want to call it tiny point, you can call it vertex, you know, or stationary point. You can either call tiny point, or stationary point, or you can call what? Vertex, where the graph turns. You know what I'm saying? And this is parabola. Parabolic shape. Either it can be like that, or it could be like this. You know what I'm saying? Either way is parabolic. Or somebody can say, oh, this parabola. Or it can be like this. So either it can concave upward, or it can concave downward. So we have a formula that we use to calculate the vertex. If our graph is parabolic, or if our equation is parabolic, we can find the turning point, or the same turning point, how we call it, we can call it vertex, or we can call it stationary point. So before we do that, make sure your equation has to be this form, in a standard form of quadratic. What is the standard form of quadratic? This is standard form: a x squared plus b x plus c. The equation must be this format. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, you say y means function equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. When it's in this format, and then to get vertex is easy. So we use this formula to get vertex. We say vertex. To get vertex, you say x at turning point, because you have to find x at turning point and y at turning point. So first find x at turning point. So we have a little formula. X at turning point, you say negative b over 2a. So you take the value of b here, means the value which is in here, and then divide 2 times a. A means this value. So first and foremost, we have to rearrange equation in a standard form of quadratic, and then after that we can pick the a and b and substitute in there. Easy. So now, this is my question here. So my question is not in a standard form. We know y has to be alone. Y, you see y has to be alone. So what that means this y is going to be alone on this side. So you look up there, y must be alone. Oh, y is going to be alone, and everything must go to the right. But here on the right, you must start with something with the x squared. Means something with the x squared must start first. Oh, so on the right, I'm going to start first. You see this one here? I'm going to write here, beginning, because it must be this formula. So this 5x is going to start first. You know what I'm saying? And there's something with the x. What is the something with the x? Oh, this is something with the x. So this is going to come after. So it's like I'm changing the position here. But why I'm not changing the sign? You don't change the sign for this case, because you only change the sign when the number go over equal sign. So here it's like I'm rearranging. This is going to come first and this is going to come after. So you did not jump over the equal sign. So for that case, the sign doesn't change. Okay, so then after that, c is just a number, any number, or sometimes called y-intercept. So which number we have? We have a negative 14. And remember, this 11 is going to go over. So this is positive. When you go over, it's going to become negative. Why I say negative? Because it jumped over the equal sign. So negative 14 minus negative 11 is going to give us negative 25. So these two, negative 11 is going to give us negative 25. Oh, so then I'm going to say these are going to give us negative 25. So for that case, you see, this equation is already in a standard form of quadratic, just like that. Look, ax squared, bx, this is the x and c. So now let's go and get the vertex. So we get vertex, or we call it turning point sometimes, is easy. So now we say x at turning point. Let's start with the value of x at turning point. Negative b over 2a. Oh, okay. So this same is say negative. What is that b? B is this number here. Make sure you take it with this sign. So what is this number? Positive 12. So it's 12 positive, and then over 2 times a. What is that a? A is this number before x squared. So this number here, which is 5. So we're going to put here what? 5. So negative 20. So this equal negative 20 times negative equal to negative 20 over 2 times 5 equal to 10. Negative 20 over 10 equal to negative 2. Oh, so value of x at the vertex, we already know equal to negative 2. Oh, so you already have the value of x at turning point, or you can call vertex or stationary point, which equal to negative 2. So when you have the value of x at turning point, what you do, take this value of x and put in here. In the value of x, excuse me, here, not there, here in the axis. And this is going to give us y at the vertex or turning point. So x at turning point we have, so x at turning point equal to -2. Y at turning point means we're going to take this x and place in here. So this is going to be 5 times, what is that x? X equal to -2 square plus, and this is going to be 20. This is going to be 20. And our x equal to -2 and then minus 25. Now, -2 square equal to 4. 4 times 5 equal to 20. So you have a 20 here. Now, 20 times -2, -40. So 20 minus 4 equal to -20. Minus 25 is going to be -45. Okay. So the y at turning point equal to -45. Okay. So we already have a y at turning point and we have an x at turning point. So we have a point at the vertex. So at the vertex, the value of x, what is the x? X equal to -2. And what is the y? Y equal to -45. -45. So -45. So now we come in option. In option means this option here, option 2 is correct. Oh my god. So for that case now, this is our correct answer. So for this last question here, we're done. Our correct answer is option 2. Now let's go to the previous question. So I'm gonna make a space here. Question number 6. I just want to have a space. That's what I did this, you know. I'm sorry if I had to make you know. Okay. Feel like you know how to squeeze this page and stuff, or try by all means next time. I'll put each question separately. So okay. So this one is done already. So now let's go to the question number 6. So you see now we have enough space. So question number 6 is very easy. So this is more the x-intercept, y-intercept, and whatever. Okay, so let me explain something before we go to this equation to life. Okay, this is, they say consider the question A, B, C, D given by. So this equation given, and now they say okay, match this equation with a straight line. Means you have to match okay A. This A is for this equation. So it is for this line, or for this line, or for that line, or for that line. But look, you can just say, this line. No. You know, you really gotta work it out something, and then you know, oh, okay. So this is how it comes to. So you need to work it out, so you know where does it lie. Okay, so see this equation of a line. So first and foremost, make sure you let me show you something very important first. Okay, let's say you have a Cartesian plane here. Okay, let's say this is 1, this is 2, 1, 2. -1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, -1, -2. Okay, let's say this point here is point A. So what is the coordinate of point A? Look, at point A, look, if you here, this is 0, 0 at the center, 0, 0. If you walk along the x-axis, if you walk along the x-axis, means, excuse me, sorry, you always must start with the x-axis, and then after that you go for y-axis, excuse me, sorry. So now, if let's say this is point A, now, what is the point A? So look, 1, 2, oh, is that 2? So you start with the x-axis 2, and then if you here, can you go up? No, you cannot. So y equal to 0. You know what I'm saying? So anything, now let's come here, for example, this is the -1. So what is it? Let's say this is B. What is B? B, you start from 0, means I'm going to go to the left, which is going to give me -1, and then what is the y? No, we cannot go up because we already arrived at the point, y equal to 0. So what did you learn? We learned anything lean on x, or when anything lie on x-axis, value of y are 0. Can you see value of y? Anything, even here, look. What is this coordinate? This coordinate here, x equal to 1, y equal to 0. Oh, so x-intercept, whenever x is intercept means like touching. So whenever it's cut at x, value of y equal to 0. Look, anything cut at x, you see y equal to 0, y equal to 0. Oh, so when x is intercept, y equal to 0. So that one we understand. Now let's go for y-intercept. Okay, let's say this is P. Find point P. Oh, okay. So now point P equal. Okay, so we know when you're here, we want to go to P, but you don't go to P before you start with the X. You must walk on X. Can you go left or right to get to P? No, you cannot either go left because you want to come there. So you cannot go this way or that way. So X equal to 0. And now you go up. 1, 2. Oh, y equal to 2. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's say somebody say negative 4 here, or negative 3, doesn't matter, whatever, negative 3. Okay, they say C. So what is C? So always, you know, you gotta start with the X, then you come with it Y to get any coordinate. So if I want to get to C, which is it cutter C, means y-intercept. Now we say, can I go, for me to get C, should I go there left or right? No, you cannot. So X equal to 0, and then now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, negative 3. So, so what I'm learning that whenever something cuts at Y, value of X are 0. Oh, so when Y is intercept, X equal to 0, and when X is intercept, Y equal to 0. So this we call intercept. Now let's come to this business now, to this equation now. Look. So now, let's come to this business now. So for this business here, another thing, whenever they mention equation of a line, means you know the standard equation of a line, y equal to mx plus c. Y equal to mx plus c. This is standard equation of a line. So now let's take this on the face on. So now let's start with the A, and then we're going to identify. So me personally, even if I don't look there, let's assume like, okay, let's hide it. You're not seeing anything, right? So let's assume like, keep that, don't look at it, and then we're gonna draw ours, and you see how easy it's gonna become. So this, I'm gonna say, let me write to the standard equation. Y must be alone, we know always, and this one, it must something with the X. Do I have anything with the X? No. So nothing. So I can say just a 0x, and this 3 is gonna go over negative 3. Oh. Now, so for me to draw a graph, I need to know x-intercept and y-intercept. Now let's go. When x-intercept, what the value of y? Y we know equal to 0. So y equal to 0. So this can be 0 equal to 0x minus 3. Y equal to 0. You know what I'm saying? And then what happened? This is gonna come. Oh, when x is intercept, y equal to 0. No, I'm being silly now. My apology. Woo, what am I doing, man? So, my apology. Look, so this one here, you don't, okay, you say y equal to, we don't have x. So this go over, it's going to become negative 3. So we don't have x intercepted. The graph is not going to cut at x. We only have a y intercept, which equal to negative 3. Negative 3. So if I have to draw this, don't look at that, right? We say we're not going to look at that. What is the negative 3? Y equal to negative 3 means negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. All negative 3 means this is the graph here. Oh, so this is y equal to negative 3. So this is A. So this is A. And negative 3, this is A. And which come from this equation, y equal to 3. Which come from y plus 3 equal to 0. Now let's go for the second one. So for the second one, so this is like our Cartesian plan, the new one. Cartesian plan. Now, let's come to this one. So this one also we have to rearrange the standard equation. Or even if you don't rearrange, come on, what do we need? They just need x-intercept because we want to know where it's going to cut at x, where it's going to cut at y. Now let's go. When x is intercept, what happened? Y equal to 0. So this could be 3x, it's just 3x. Y is going to be 0. So negative 2 times 0, 0. So minus 0 equal to negative 6. So 3x equal to negative 6 divided by 3 divided by 3. This in this cancel. So x equal to negative 6 divided by negative 2. Oh, okay. So x-intercept at negative 2 is going to cut at x, means when x equal to negative 2, y equal to 0. Oh, x equal to negative 2, y equal to 0. When x equal to negative 2, look, negative 1, negative 2, y equal to 0. So this is x coordinate of this line. Now let's get y-intercept. For y-intercept, for the same equation, because we want to know where it's going to cut at y now. Okay, so we know where this was going to cut at negative 2, right? I believe negative 2. Yeah, we say negative 2. Yeah. Now, when y-intercept, x equal to 0. Now we want to get where it's going to cut at y. When y-intercept, x equal to 0. So it's going to be 3 times 0 equal to 0 minus 2y equal to negative 6. So divide by 0 minus negative 2 is just a negative 2y. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. This and this cancel. So y equal to negative 6 divided by negative 2. Negative positive 3 divided by 2 equal 6 divided by 2 equal to 3. Oh, so when x equal to 0, y equal to 3. Oh, so when x equal to 0, y equal to 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so it's going to cut here. 3. Oh, so it's going to cut at negative 2 and 3. Oh, negative 2 and 3L2. So this is B here. This is B. See, this is equation B. So this is B. Which this equation 3x, you can say this is B, and you can say here 3x minus 2y equal to 6. Okay. And the first one, this is A. We say. Okay. Now, I think I can do the rest. Should I leave it? Okay, it's a Swedish. Okay. Okay. Now for the third equation, 2y plus 10x equal to 5x. 2y plus 10x equals 5x. Now, what we want to get? We want to get where is going to cut at x and where is going to cut at y. Oh, it can be plus 10, not 10x, just 13. Okay, now when y-intercept, x equal to 0. So this is going to be 0. 5 times 0 equal to 0, so 0 equal to 2y plus 10. This go over to y equal to negative 10. Divide by 2, this and this cancel. Y equal to negative 5. Oh, so when x equal to 0, y equal to negative 5. When x equal to 0, y equal to negative 5 means negative 5. Now, this is x and this is y. Now, so y equal to negative 5. Now, let's get x-intercept. You want to know where it's going to cut at x. Okay, when x is intercept, now y equal to 0. So y equal to 0, 2 times 0, 0 plus 10 equal to 5x. 0 plus 10 equal to 10. 5x divided by 5 divided by 5. Okay, this and this cancel. How many 5 and 10? 2. X equal to 2. Oh, negative 5, x equal to 2. 1, 2, somewhere here. So this is the equation of C. It's going to cut at x equal to 2 and y equal to negative 5. See? X equal to negative, y equal to negative 5, x equal to 2. So this is equation C. So this is C. This is C. This is C, which is 2y plus 10 equal to 5x. Okay, the last one is easy. They just say x equal to negative 3. X equal to negative 3 means it's going to cut at negative 3 here. X at x. This is x. It's going to come and cut at x equal to negative 3. So this is D. Question D. Right? Question. Okay. So this is question D. Question D, which is x equal to 3. Negative 3 compound. So now we have all the equation. So how are we going to say, how do they correspond? So we're going to say now, according to this option here, I got some option, you can have a look. I'm going to touch here. Just sits there. So we know A, let's start with the A. A, it corresponds to what? A, it corresponds to line, which line? A, it corresponds to, which line number is? Line 3. So A correspond to what? To line, which line is A? Line 3. Okay, now let's go for B. B correspond, where is our B? B correspond to line 2. Okay, C correspond to line 4. C correspond to C. Line 4 correspond to line 4. Yeah, line 4. And then D correspond to the rest of the line, which is line 1. Correspond to line 1. Oh, easy, man. So now let's go. A corresponds to line 3, and then line 2. So option 2. Here, if I'm checking the option, I'm gonna touch is option 2. I believe so. But I check you careful. Check question careful. Maybe sometimes so you also have to have a look. Okay, so we're done with the question number 6. Now let's go to question number 5. Easy, man. Question number easy, man. Let's go, man. Okay, let's go quick. Let's go quick. Yeah, this is more easy. Okay, so now this is a line pattern through the point. So they have given you the point. So me, if I was in a position, I was going to draw a Cartesian plane here. You don't have to draw a Cartesian plane. That's the easy way for you to understand. Okay. So I got this Cartesian plane. They say a straight line A passing through the plane -1, -3. Means let's say this is -1, -3 is somewhere here, -1, -2, -3. So let's say this -1, -2, -3. So here is where they meet. -1 meet up with -3 here. So -1 and -3. That's where the line came and passed. I mean this line passed. So we don't know what this line went that way, or it went that way, or it went that way. So you say it passed through -1 and 3, and also it passed through 1 and 5. 1, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 and 5 is like 1 and 5. They're gonna meet up here. So this is another point which is 1 and 5. So they say straight line pass through those 2 points. Means this straight line, it passes here. This is a rough sketch, eh? You know what I'm saying? It might not be right, but it's like a rough sketch. But later we're gonna draw the right sketch, because we don't know where it's gonna cut somewhere here. But this is like a rough sketch. So that's a straight line. Now they say that is parallel to the face line. No, excuse me. That one. Okay, a second line. Oh, so we got another line. Oh yes. Parallel. That is parallel. This is very, very important. Another line that is parallel. Okay. To the face line. So we got another line which is parallel. What is the parallel? Parallel. This is a line which they never meet. Let's say. You see these 2 things are parallel because they never meet up each other. See this line here? They are parallel because they never meet up each other. Okay, so this is a parallel line. Parallel lines, parallel line. Okay, in another line we call it perpendicular. So whenever lines are parallel, the slope of these lines must be okay. So you see this line here, let's call this line 1, this line 2. So the slope of line 1 always must be equal to slope of line 2 because they're parallel. So slope of this line, let's call this line x, line y. So slope of x, it must be equal to slope of y. These are conditions for parallel lines. You know what I'm saying? So now let's go. But for perpendicular lines, for perpendicular is another case. For perpendicular lines means if you got this line and this, you see these are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular line, you see this line 1, line 2. This line, if they're perpendicular, they always make angle 90 degrees. It's like this. You see this? These are perpendicular lines because they make angle, see here, 90 degrees. So if these lines are perpendicular to lines, say slope of line 1 is not going to be equal to slope of line 2. So what you do is say slope of line 1 times slope of line 2 always equal to -1. These are conditions for perpendicular lines. Make notes. You know, so now that's not part of the question. Now let's go to our business. But you know, you need to know this. So now let's talk about this another line which passes through 2 and 3. 2 and 3. 2 and 3 phase. Okay. So this is 2, 2 and 3. 2 and 1, 2, 3 here. I mean, this line is going to pass at 2 and 3. But how do I say this second line is parallel to the first line? So by any means it's going to be like this, because if this one passes here, the second one was going to pass here. Because they're parallel. So this line is going to come like here. This is a rough sketch, guys. No, it's not look like it's a rough sketch, so it's not necessarily must pass through those points. But it's a rough sketch. So this is going to be line 2, and this is going to be, okay, let's see here. Line 1 and this line 2. So for this second line, we only have a 1 point. You know what I'm saying? So they say here, the x-intercept of the second line is, so they want to know where it's going to cut here. So now I can't say it's 1 because I'm not sure where it's going to cut. This is like a rough sketch. So you know what I'm going to do? Let me deal with it because I don't know the other coordinate to the second. So let me deal with this line. You see this line here? Let me deal with it. So I'll say, okay, take the line that I know the point is that line there. So I'm going to say, oh, take those 2 lines. Okay, so you got the first point is -1 and 3, and -3 another point equal to 1 and 5. So first find the slope. How you get slope? You say slope equal to changing y over changing x. Or you can say y of these means changing y means take this y here. You see this y? Add of the other. Add can start because look, this is like x1 and this is y1 and this x2, y2. So changing y means take this y2 minus y1 or vice versa. So take y2 minus y1 means changing y means difference in y, and then take this x, changing x means take the x2 minus the x1. Okay, so this is going to give us, what is y2? 5 minus y1 equal to negative 3 over x2 equal to 1 minus x1 equal to negative 1. So this is going to give me, okay, 5 minus plus. So 5 plus equals to 80, and this is going to give us 2, which is going to give us 4. So our slope of this line we know equal to 4. Back to remember, if you look careful, these two lines are parallel to each other. So since line 1 is parallel to line 2, they're parallel line. So what happened? What tells you? Means slope of line 1, it must be equal to slope of line 2. Slope of line 1 equal to slope of line 2. You know what I'm saying? So now let me deal with the second line now. Let me deal with the second line, because that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm heading for. So I'm going to say for second line, so we want to get this x coordinate. So first and foremost, get the equation of a line, of a second line. So we know this is straight line and we don't know it, so let's write the second equation of a line, which is y equal to mx plus c. Okay, and then after that, let's look what we have. Do you have any coordinate? Oh yes, we have a 120. You know what I'm saying? And also we have a slope, because we say their slope are equal. So here is going to be false. For the second line, let's call this m2. Our slope also is going to be the same. And do you have anything else? Oh, we have one coordinate, which is 2 and 3. So you see now moving to the second line. So I'm going to say, okay, slope I have. So let's plug here. Slope equal to 4. And then do I have an x? Yes, I have an x. One coordinate I have. Plus. Do I know c? No. Do I have a y? Yes, y I have. Y equal to 3. So now this is going to be 3 equal to 4 times 2 equal to 80, and then plus c. So now this go over 3. These positive, when you go over, is going to become negative. So equal to c. Our c equal to negative 5. Oh, so our c equal to negative 5. So now you see here, I can write as equation now. You know what I'm saying? So I can write it as an equation because I have everything. So I'm going to say my equation of a second line is going to be y equal m. What is the m? M we know equal to 4. X, don't worry now. You want to get the actual equation. Mx. So you only replace m and c. But x and y, leave it, because you want to get the equation of a line. So 4x plus, don't know c? Yes, negative 5. So plus negative 5, like plus negative 5. Plus and minus, it just minus. So minus 5. So this is the equation of a second line of that line. So what do you want now? They say find the intercept of the second line. If this is second line, and they want us to get the intercept, x-intercept. Oh, come on, man. We know this, you just did in previous question. So we know y equal to 4x minus 5. But when x is intercept, y equal to 0. When x is intercept, y equal to 0. So this is going to be 0 equal to 4x minus 5. So this negative go over. So here is going to be 5 positive, because negative go over equal sign is positive over 4x. Divided by 4, divided by 4, this and this cancel. So x is intercept equal to 5 over 4. You know what I'm saying? 5 over 4. So when x intercept, which we know is 5 over 4, value of y equal to 0. Oh. So this is x intercept is 5 over 4. And if you put in decimal, you know, if you put in decimal, okay, so this time you say, if you put in decimal 5 over 4, I think it's going to be 1.25. Because this is x. Okay, 5 over 4, 5 over 4, 1.25. So this is going to be 1.25 and y equal to 0. So this is x-intercept. So this is not, because you see here, it has to be in x position. So they kind of confuse here. No, don't tell this. It's 1.25 and 0. So this is our answer, x-intercept. Now, so we done already, that's the answer, but let me challenge you, because you need to understand. What is a y-intercept? So we know, okay, so this is my question here, which is a y equal to 4x minus 5. When y-intercept, x equal to 0. So I'm going to say y-intercept, 4 times 0, 0. So 0 minus 5 equal to minus 5. Oh, so this equation when x equal to 0, y equal to minus 5. So this line is supposed to cut at minus 5. That's why Facer says a rough sketch. Y-intercept, where it's going to cut at y equal to minus 5. Excuse me. So this graph is supposed to cut at minus 5. It's like a rough sketch. That's what I say from the beginning. So negative 3, negative 4, minus 5. So this graph is supposed to cut like this. You know what I'm saying? So it cuts at minus 5, which is y-intercept, just in case they ask. So this is y-intercept. This is y-intercept. This is y-intercept. It's not part of the question. This is our answer, right? This is our answer right here. Y-intercept. You know what I'm saying? So now, let me challenge you again. You know, I want you to understand it's not about getting the answer and say, oh, I'm done. Now, somebody say, find the equation of a line 1. Or the equation of a line 1 is easy. Let me show you. So I don't want to go to line 2. I can just start there, line 1. Because I had all the information. I had a slope of line 1. Okay, let's say find the equation of a line 1 and get all the intercept of line 1, for example. Okay, so remember, I did already get a slope of line 1 because how did I take it to? That's printed. This printed and minus will get a slope equal to 4. So now find the equation of line 1. So I'm going to say, oh, so this equation y equal to mx plus c. Okay, so the problem, most of the time you want to get m and c. You don't know this m, you don't know, and c you don't know. So you need to get them. How are you going to get them? Let's get m. M we know equal to 4. Excuse me, m equal to 4. Actually, I say positive 3, just say m. So you see, this mistake sometimes it costs. So minus 3. So now, let's get equation of line 1. So even this line is wrong. See, negative 1 and negative 3. So let's find the equation of 1 and get it all intercept in the right way because I made a little mistake. But the method is the same, okay? So now, my intention, I want to get m and c. So what is y? Y equal to negative 3 equal to m. What is m? M equal to 4 times x equal to negative 1 and then plus our c. So negative 3 and this is going to be negative 4. So negative 4 come over is going to be plus 4 equal to c. This is going to give us 1 equal to c. Oh, c equal to 1. Okay. So if you got c equal to 1, means our equation of that line is going to be y equal to m. What is m? 4x plus 1 c equal to 1. So now let's get x-intercept and y-intercept. But if this equation is in standard form already, if it's in standard form like how we see, this is y-intercept. So y-intercept meaning, let's rewrite again, equation of line 1. So you can learn from a mistake too, okay? You see I made a little mistake here. You know what I'm saying? It's not little because it costs. Okay, so we say that phase, the equation path of negative 1 is negative 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 1, negative 3, so negative 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. The equation is going to pass, let's say this is negative 1, x equal to negative 1, and the y equal to negative 3. So, and another point, 1 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere here. So we know the line is going to cut, but we don't know where it's going to cut. Like this is a rough sketch. You know what I'm saying? So line 1. Okay. So y-intercept equal to 1. Oh, it's going to cut out 1 y-intercept. The line, because this is y-intercept, only if it's in a standard form. If you don't want to do that, say when y is intercept, x equal to 0. So this is going to be 4 times 0, 0. So y-intercept equal to 1. So 0 and 1. That's why we say it's going to cut at 1. Y-intercept. Intercept means where it's going to cut at y. Now let's get x-intercept. For the x-intercept, y equal to 0. So x-intercept to y equal to 0. So now we're going to take this equation. Okay, so x-intercept, y equal to 0 equal to 4x plus 1. So what happened? This come over. So the come over is going to be negative 4x equal to 1 divided by negative 4 because we want to get x divided by negative 4. This and this cancel. So x equal to negative 1 over 4, which is going to be negative 0.25. Negative 0.25. So x-intercept negative 0.25, and when x-intercept y equal to 0. So it makes a lot of sense because look, if this is negative 1, this is negative 2, here it makes sense like negative 0.25, like before negative 1, negative 0.25. It makes a lot of sense. So the first one, I made a little mistake and I sincerely apologize, okay? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Okay, so that's how you solve this question, man. You know, if you FaceTime, make sure you subscribe, you know, and share this video to a lot of people. Peace and I'm out. Peace, man. Ease. It just wastes your time. You do this question, and it's easy like that, man. Thanks a lot. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I believe in learning from how to do things. If FaceTime, make sure you subscribe, and you know, you can just go and do donation to our Patreon page. I have a Patreon, I have a GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? I have all the means of donation because to make this project going, you know, any type of donation, the little that you think is too small for you, it could make a lot of change. And thanks a lot for all your time. You know, subscribe, don't forget, share this video, circulate to a lot of people, you know, because the meaning of this project, this program, is to help as many as we can, okay? It's not only for one person or two, because you might think it's not helpful for you, but for somebody next out there, it could be very, very helpful. So thanks a lot, man. And you know, any donation that you did to me, it means so much. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Go to our Patreon page, go to our GoFundMe, because we need to have you know, a lot of things. We need to put them together, like camera, you know, and a lot of equipment, so that we can improve on, you know, a lot of angle, a lot of aspects of these projects. You know, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate and I love you. Peace and out. Bye. You know, this is one of my students of knowledge. You know, she wanted to introduce herself. What's your name? Could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Kali.
Yeah.
I go to Southern Primary School.
Yeah, China Wabantu. China Wabantu is everywhere, right? So this is my other student. His name, what's your name?
Matthew.
Matthew, yeah, he's grade 11, man. So his aim is to score distinction, right? So you promise, I want you to score distinction this time. And what's your name?
Joshua.
Joshua, how much you promise me to score this time?
Distinction.
Distinction. Yeah, so China Wabantu is everywhere, man.
China Wabantu. Everywhere. China Wabantu everywhere.
Everywhere.
China Wabantu.
Exactly. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. If you had to give advice, which advice would you give to the people or to the students?
Trust Amish.
Why would they trust me?
No, because it's really good. It actually has helped a lot. I redid first year for maths. It was my own fault, but also I didn't know a lot of the work. And Amish said lots of hard questions, and it's demotivating sometimes to do the harder stuff. You just want to get done, but it's the hard stuff that makes you realize the easy stuff is easy.
Yote